Show. This is the Big O 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 Show. This is
When presenting an award to an employee, athlete, executive, or fantasy GM, make sure you call Orvieto's Awards and More. For 35 years, these custom award specialists have been providing plaques, trophies, custom framing, while providing state-of-the-art laser and computerized engraving, UV printing, and glass crystal etching. They do all their engraving and printing in-house for quality control. Call Charles at 305-949-8098 or visit them at orvietosawards.com. Orvieto's Awards and More, where recognition is rewarding.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
There's just one place to celebrate our happy new model year. Acura of Pembroke Pines. Plus last chance savings on a 2024 RDX. $379 a month at Acura of Pembroke Pines.
Oh, I think I know what this is. Houston, we have a package. Hello?
No matter where you are, the Sloman Shield home security system guards your home. With next-gen perimeter protection, 24/7 monitoring, and interior motion sensing. And right now, get a free Sloman Shield security system and doorbell camera, all professionally installed, for free.
Shield your world, the Sloman Shield.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
Welton Rayom has more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes. They're committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. Call them for a free consultation. 954-966-4646. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. Property damage claims to your home, business, or condo as a result of a hurricane. Welton Rayom can help. Water, mold, fire, smoke damage, Welton Rayom can help. Call 954-966-4646. After 40 years, the Big Cheese Miami is still producing great Italian food. They started in 1984. Since then, they've been winning awards while being voted the best inexpensive Italian restaurant in Miami. Visit them for great food, amazing service. Witness the decades of Cane's memories. The walls are like a Miami Hurricanes Hall of Fame. The Big Cheese delivers anything on its menu or party platter menu to your home, office, or even a park for a picnic. Located at 8080 Southwest 67th Avenue, Miami. Call 305-662-6855. TheBigCheeseMiami.com, where they serve large portions at family prices.
The lost city of Atlantis reveals its secrets at Toyota of Hollywood. Get legendary deals on over 2,000 Toyotas, like a 2024 Corolla, not $24,000, $20,988. Unlock the wonders of 0% financing for 5 full years, 0 down. Rediscover Atlantis at Toyota of Hollywood on 441 between Hollywood Boulevard and Sheridan Street.
If you're looking to take your home or business to the next level, then RM Contractors and Custom Drywall can assist you. RM specializes in new residential turnkey, new commercial turnkey, home and office remodeling. Call them for free estimates. Serving all of South Florida, licensed and insured. Call Ray or Mike, 305-345-3649. You work hard to create the perfect atmosphere. You dream it, we'll build it. RM Contractors and Custom Drywall, 305-345-3649. Or Instagram at RMC Fisher Island.
The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty. Yeah, baby. It is 8-0. 8-0. I love it. I love it. I love it. Fantastic win for the Canes. And, you know, it's an interesting thing because sometimes when you're growing up, right, you want to be an adult as fast as possible. You want to be a bigger kid as fast as possible, right? You want to move from the kids' table to the big table as soon as possible. You know what I'm saying? You want to go out without your parents and a chaperone or whatever. I don't even know if they do that kind of stuff anymore, but you know what I'm saying? You want to take off the training wheels. And it's interesting because as you all know, a great way to stay in communication with us is through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. And during the game, Steve sends me a Venmo and he says, I was hoping to see the Canes come out eager and avenge years of abuse by FSU, but it looks more like they took the night off and really don't care about this game. And that's not even close to the truth. And see, Steve wants his child to grow up a little faster than they should. Kids think, the kid thinks he can move out already. And you got to sit down with the kid and say, hey, remember, you got to pay rent. You got to pay insurance. You got to pay all kinds of things, food and car insurance and health insurance and dental and all. Can you handle that? Are you making that kind of money? And then the kid sits down and goes, wow, I didn't realize I have to pay all those things. I'm not ready to grow up yet. And my man, Steve, is not ready. He thinks the Canes are ready to grow up, and they're not. And one of the things that I loved about tonight's game, you know, I've picked on Mario for being conservative in the past. And like right before the half, an irresponsible coach tries to go for it. A responsible coach that knows his team's not that good. You know, they're winning games. You know what I mean? It's kind of like you're carrying a boxer and you You kind of want to get them to that championship fight, but you don't want to work them out and burn them out with a couple guys that are like really difficult. So you kind of ease them in, right? And that's kind of what you're doing. And Mario today kind of massaged the game. No need to push it. You're not facing an opponent that is scary and that, oh my God, if you don't score, you're screwed and those kind of things. That's not the case. You're playing a really bad opponent. So take the 3 points. Make it a 2-score game. And then when you come back in the half, okay, you couldn't score, give it another field goal. That makes it 2 touchdowns for them. And you start distancing yourself slowly because you're really not that explosive at times. But don't be stupid and start going for crazy 4th downs and turn over the ball and then give any kind of life to FSU. And that's what I thought Mario did. He knew his team wasn't red hot today. He knew that FSU was playing pretty well. Let me not be stupid here. I'm in control of the game. No need to get crazy. I've got what it takes here. Let me just, take it easy here and control. Let me get the win. And when it's all said and done, 36-14, you controlled the game from beginning to end. It was never really in any kind of danger. And to me, that was a responsible coaching job considering the situation. As much as you Canes fans would love to see 56-1, not that it's possible, but you would love to see it, right? Okay? It wasn't in the cards because they're not that team yet. But at least be responsible and walk out of there with a responsible win. And I thought that's what they did. So I commend Mario tonight. I thought that was a solid football win tonight. You took what they gave you. You took advantage of it. And to me, that's all that matters. Manny Navarro is ready to go with our Canes Wear Miami Hurricanes post-game report.
The viewpoint, statements, or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. If you're a Miami sports fan, there's only one store to go to, and that's Canes Wear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2655 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Canes Wear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop. Time for Canes fans to get what they want. Information, insight, and perspective. It's the Canes Wear Miami Hurricanes Report with Manny Navarro. Exclusively on a Big O radio show. Here's Big O and insider Manny Navarro.
Right. There he is. How you feeling, my man? You feeling good?
Feeling good, this was a very business cash type win today.
Right. That's what I thought, dude. That's what I thought. It was a responsible win. Like right before the half, I was just talking about this before you came on. Like, you could go for it and try something crazy, but why, dude? The team you're playing is nothing. So just take the field goal, make it 2 scores, come back, stay in control, take the points they give you. You keep distancing yourself from a team that offensively cannot score. So to me, I thought it was a responsibly coached game by Mario Cristobal today.
Yeah, and I would say the same for Cam Ward, because he could have gotten desperate and really forced some balls like he did before at Cal, right, when he was frustrated. Miami was very much in control of that Cal game early, right? They went right down the field. They scored on a rushing touchdown. And then Cam Ward got frustrated and started throwing interceptions and not playing well. And he didn't do that tonight. And they took what FSU was giving them, which was the running game. Florida State basically said, we're not going to let you. And look, Florida State, for as bad as they are, I told you going into this game, they have guys in the secondary that aren't bad players. So that was the one area that you look at them on paper and you say, well, their safeties aren't bad, their corners aren't bad. They're probably better than Miami's.
By the way, for those of you that don't know, because if you don't watch throughout the week, I asked Manny because I want to steal the Florida quarterback.
Yes.
So then I asked him, hey, who can we steal from Florida State? Because they're having, a hell. And he pointed at the safety in a corner, and he said there's players in the secondary, and we saw them tonight. And so that's why he brought that up, by the way, just to kind of catch you guys up. Go ahead, Manny. I'm sorry.
No, and that's exactly what happened tonight. We've talked about Miami not having enough guys that have elite speed on the outside to win a lot of those one-on-one battles and create space. And so today they played a very conservative game and ran the football. And Cam Ward, I thought, did his job. And in the end, they covered the spread. So Florida State had 248 yards of offense. If you look at you want to compare the Miami, win over Florida State to Clemson. Clemson, of course, played Florida State earlier this year and beat them in Tallahassee. I think it was 29-13. Similar stats. Florida State had about 230-something yards, 250 yards. Same exact result. So to me, that's what I do. I compare how did Clemson do against this very same Florida State team? The numbers are almost identical. Miami just beat them by one more touchdown.
By the way, for the record, we said, well, the 21, no, go with the under, the 54.5.
Yes. And we were right. We got the under correct. We did.
Right, because we were a little afraid of the 21. It was a lot of points, and you never know. And Miami is they're undefeated, and that's all that matters. You're 8-0, you're 4-0 in the conference. That's all that matters. But it's an imperfect team. Let's be honest. It's an imperfect team on both sides of the ball, actually. On both sides of the ball, they're an imperfect team, especially on defense. And so you got to be kind of careful with that, and you got to manage it the right way. And I thought today you made a great point after I said that Mario managed it, but Cam Ward also just was like, okay, dude, well, I'll just take this and we're in control and all that kind of stuff. And you didn't need him to put on a cape today.
Nope. He threw the ball out of bounds a lot. You saw that when he was in trouble. He tried to buy as much time as possible for his receivers. He didn't take any stupid hits in terms of like running into a guy like another quarterback has done that plays in this stadium. He didn't run recklessly into somebody who could knock him out. And that's right. He made the right plays, the right throws, the right decisions. So yeah, I mean, look, not a blowout that I'm sure everybody wanted, because everybody wanted blood, right? You wanted 70-0 or whatever. Mike Norvell has players, and he wasn't going to let that happen tonight. He managed it well. He ran the ball well. He went for it on fourth down a bunch. He played it the way he needed to play it to keep it respectable, because it didn't get disrespectable. It stayed respectable for the most part.
Yeah, no, and listen, in the end, you got what you wanted if you're a Canes fan. You're undefeated. Yeah. You're 8-0. You stay in your rankings. Sadly, everybody in front of you won, so you're not going to move up, overall. But that's fine. You are still positioning yourself, because everybody questions you. Everybody questions you. They question your schedule, all of that stuff. You're going to be able to shut people down a lot in the ACC championship game. But what you want to do is continue this path to put yourself in that position to do that, because if you do beat Clemson, then the real buzz happens for you going into the playoffs. Then people will respect you, and you'll get one of those buys too.
Absolutely. And I was talking about this with a couple of the other writers here, that came to the game tonight. There isn't a team in college football this year that is a super team. In the years past, you would look at it and you'd be like, well, I don't think anybody's going to beat Alabama this year, or I don't think anybody's going to beat Georgia this year, or I don't think anybody can beat Ohio State. I think the era of the super team has died because of the transfer portal.
Exactly.
And so what you have is teams like Miami who have a special quarterback and enough talent around them to win a conference and get in the playoff. And in the end, it's all about matchups once you get into the playoff. So for me, you could sit here and criticize and say, well, this isn't good enough for me. I want more. If you're a Miami fan, here's what I would tell you. Like what you just said, they're 8-0. They're in control of their destiny. They can win an ACC championship, and we'll see what happens from there.
That's it. This is progress, dude. That's all I know. The guy's in his third year. He picked up a dog shit program that doesn't know how to win, that hasn't had a winning culture in forever, that's been a rudderless ship forever, and he's been trying to reconstruct this entire ship and get it back so he can sail properly. And this in his third year, it is at least sailing a hell of a lot better than it has in the past. And you're winning some of the games that you would have lost. And you're finding some of the players and you're recruiting some of the players you couldn't recruit in the past. So all of these little baby steps are building blocks. Hey, man, I was just as critical as anybody of Mario the first 2 years of some of the crazy shit that was going on the field, you know? But at the same time, I praised all his other stuff foundationally that he brings to the table. Well, guess what? Now the stuff on the field is starting to look a lot more like it makes sense and it's being handled the right way. Is it where you want it to be? Of course not, but that's because you're spoiled as a Canes fan. You got to give this shit time, bro. But at least now I'm watching progress in year 3. That gives me hope for year 4 and year 5. And that's what I want to.
I know Miami fans or other fans may laugh when I say what I'm about to say, but I think Miami has a top 5, top 10 coach in college football leading them right now because he knows how to build it the right way. He does it. He does it with recruiting. He does it with the transfer portal. It's not one or the other, right? You look at Clemson, Dabo Swinney, no transfer portal. You look at the team they beat today, Florida State, just transfer portal. Pretty much, they don't invest in recruiting the way they need to. So Mario is, to me, the way that you look at the future of college football. Nick Saban is gone. Jim Harbaugh is gone. You have a bunch of new people running things now. I would say you have Kirby Smart, who has the national championships. You've got Sarkisian, who led his team to the playoff last year at Texas. You got Dan Lanning at Oregon. Ryan Day still hasn't been able to win over there, so I'm not ready to throw him in the group. But I would say Mario is right there in that discussion of coaches who are doing it the right way and building a winner, a sustainable winner, not a one-hit wonder like we saw Florida State last year.
Am I supposed to be rooting for Duke right now?
It would make next week's game a little more exciting, but I think they're down 21-7 last I saw. What is the score now? Do you have
21-13, Duke has the ball.
Okay.
So that's, not too bad right now. Let me hit the game cast. Duke right now is driving on Duke's 36 right now.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, so I picked Duke to win, even though they were an 11.5 point underdog. So
they're on Duke's 41 now. Now they're moving the ball, baby. They're moving the ball. So I guess we need Duke to win. SMU, by the way, is 3-0 in the conference, and
they still have some tough games, including Pittsburgh. So we'll have one of the unbeatens knocked off their perch next week. SMU and Pitt is a big game next week. So, but Clemson, they've got a tough schedule. Miami's got the easiest schedule of the 4 unbeatens. So, to me, I think Miami's in a prime position to finish undefeated, which is what I told you way back in week 2 or week 3, whenever we started talking, and now this is where we are.
What do we know about the injuries?
I don't have anything on injuries yet. Mario still hadn't gotten into his presser, so I stayed upstairs. I'm going to go downstairs now and find out. I'll tweet something out if there's any injuries. I didn't see anything during the game that got me super worried. I know Wesley Basainth got his bell rung, but I think he got back into the game, if I'm not mistaken. I was writing.
Samuel Brown was fine too, right? I think he came back.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think anything was serious, like, oh man, he's going to be out a while type of deal. If anything, it might be a week or something, but I don't think anything was scary.
By the way, a good thing that happened today is it's these are seeds you plant for the future. There's a lot of FSU fans in the building.
Yeah.
The chants were loud, bro. It came through the television. So I'm like, whoa.
This was their Super Bowl, brother. I mean, this was it. This was the last hurrah for them, because now this is, by the way, they're 1-7. There's only been one other team in college football history that was a preseason AP top 10 team that started 1-7. That was in 1954 Illinois. I mean, that team finished 1-8. This is like history making bad. How bad FSU is.
It's glorious, but my point is, this is good because if you start getting back the dominance of the home field, you start winning back your fans. You start loading up that stadium more with your fans, less of their fans. Those kind of things, because then you start those fans start saying, yeah, we don't really have, that atmosphere is not going to be fun for us. We're not going to really have much of a chance. So that's one of the things I liked about that tonight, that, okay, you couldn't rout them completely, like completely embarrass them.
Miami fans were loud. Fans were loud as hell.
Yeah, they were. And you sent a message today. You sent a message. So I think you're sending a message in the state now to Florida and Florida State and their recruits and those kind of things. And that's why I kind of had fun with it this week of, who can you steal from Florida State? Because I know he's going to steal the quarterback from Florida. That's for damn sure, dude.
Yeah, I think DJ Lagway will certainly be looking. By the way, I think Eli Drinkwitz might be the guy that replaces Napier at Florida, the Missouri coach. That might be more of the attainable name, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
By the way, Maui Noah opened eyes for NFL teams. Like, okay, this guy can cover, bro.
Yeah, he hadn't been on a very good run the last few weeks in coverage. So today he played better. There's no doubt. It always helps to play a bad offense. Makes you feel better too.
No, but he was in position. No, he played.
No, he was today. He was today. But I'm telling you, the last few weeks when I was looking at film, he was not having a good run of it. So today was a good day for him.
Yeah, today was maybe more what he really is. Hopefully, down the line. Martinez ran like a man.
Yes.
Again, and Fletcher also brought the hammer to a good time. That was good.
146 yards. Yeah, Mario's on the doing his press conference now, so you might be hearing that over my head here.
Yeah, I heard it. What's it called? What'd you think of the field goal before the half? That's kind of the stuff.
Hard-fought game, and
I didn't have problems with that. Know what you are, know who you're facing.
I give them some of their coverages.
Yeah, I thought it was a smart decision. I would have kicked the field goal as well, even if you didn't want to give them any life. You didn't want to give them any reason to feel like they were in the game. So to me, I thought it was the perfect decision to kick the field goal. I thought it was a smart way to go up 2 scores and sort of send a message that you're never really going to get within distance of us.
I thought this was kind of interesting, bro. We look at Xavier Restrepo, and I get it that the game is different, and Mike Barber played in a different era, and all that kind of stuff, but this kid has proven what he now be the NFL receiver that those guys were or were in their time or whatever. But as a college football player, he is as tough and as reliable a player that you've ever seen in your life in a Canes uniform.
Love him. Love his attitude. Love his grit. Love the way he plays the game and carries himself. The funny thing about Xavier is he wasn't highly sought after. Manny Diaz kind of took a special interest in recruiting him out of Deerfield Beach High School. And I just remember Manny telling me through the recruiting process when he was getting Xavier, he said, "You're going to watch this kid and he's going to be really special." And I know Manny Diaz is coming next week. Duke is coming to town next week, and fans are probably going to boo Manny and yell at Manny and hate on Manny. But he got some good players to come to Miami. Xavier is one of them. Gregory Rousseau is another. So to me, that's his legacy, is guys like that.
We have a Duke Blue Devils touchdown. We are waiting either the extra point or they're going to go for the 2-point conversion for the tie. One of the two. I'm not sure because I'm not watching it. But they just scored a touchdown. It's 21-19 right now with 9:03 left. Quarter. All right. Give me any. What else? Will Elijah Royal unseat Cam Ward as quarterback?
He won't. But that was a nice pass by a left-handed tight end. I thought he hit him on the money.
Will he unseat Tua?
He might. Put it to this way: he's the first lefty to throw a touchdown pass in a while in this stadium.
Yeah, let's hope the lefty throws a couple tomorrow, bro. Jesus.
Yes.
But that was a cool play. That was a cool play.
Yeah, I like the creativity. I think Shannon Dawson, for the most part, has done a better job this year with the personnel than I thought he did last year. And it's not just playing the results; it's the game planning, the play calling, all of it. I think he's been better at it.
All right, what are you going to get? What do you got going in the athletics so folks can check you out, my man?
Got some takeaways tomorrow. I'll have a new podcast next week, recapping this game and looking ahead to the Duke game. There'll be some content. I mentioned the coaching carousel story. We haven't had a Power 4 head coach fired yet, but I talked to a lot of people in the business, athletic directors, agents, former coach Dan Mullen. I got on the phone with him just to sort of ask him about what the mentality is now and how schools operate, and the things that they'll be thinking, and whether or not we may ever see a general manager and a real general manager in college football if we'll ever get to that point. So it'll be an interesting read. That'll be out on Monday.
Check him out. Follow him for everything Canes. Follow him on Twitter at Manny_Navarro. And catch everything at The Athletic. Make sure you subscribe. Follow all kinds of sports. Follow Inter Miami on their run to the MLS. Manny, as always, thank you, my brother. Appreciate you.
Thank you, brother. Take care. Talk to you next week.
Welcome to Caneswear. New store, new items, same great experience. Family owned and operated since 2010, Caneswear has the latest merchandise from the Miami Hurricanes, Miami Dolphins, Florida Panthers, Inter Miami CF, and more. Come visit us at our store in Davie on University Drive, just south of 595, or online at caneswear.com. Caneswear, the spot Miami fans shop.
And don't forget, folks, we were on last night after Inter Miami's playoff win against Atlanta. They'll be back on Saturday. Caneswear, you got anything and everything with the Canes logo on it. Use our code BIGO10. You will get 10% off. Also, they've got a sale going on, 30% off everything Inter Miami. Plus, if you use our code Big O Show, just Big O, I'm sorry, not Big O Show, Big O, you will get Big O10. You will get 10% off. So that's 40% off. So just in case. Caneswear. And by the way, if you order online over $99, you will get free shipping. Again, so many ways to save. Caneswear.com. We thank Brett and all the great people out there, Jeff and John. Just amazing people getting it done there at Caneswear. By the way, just to kind of give you the latest, the Duke Blue Devils converted the 2-point conversion. It is 21-21 with SMU with 8:38 left in the fourth quarter. World Series action. We are in the top of the ninth, and there is one out, and the Dodgers are leading 4-2. So, and there is bases loaded for the Yankees. So we'll see what happens here if the Yankees can tie it, or do they choke and give away the game and end up going down 2-0? We appreciate those of you, by the way, watching on Instagram. Also, thank you. I think, did I just shut it off accidentally? I think I might have shut off Instagram accidentally. Not exactly sure. Not sure. I don't know if I did it or not. I am not sure now if I shut off. I think accidentally. See, this is why when I do it without Sean, it's a disaster. So I have no idea if I did it or not, and I apologize if I did ruin it there. Sorry. Apologize. Anyway. All right. What else do we have? Remember, you can make a donation, Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. That's Cash Big O Show, Cash App or Venmo. You can send your questions, comments, insults, even a compliment there, and we will read them, and we appreciate it as always. We also, you can send in a super chat, and we appreciate that. The problem is that YouTube steals 30% of it, so that's why we don't like to promote it as much. True Fin Fan, thank you for the super chat. He says, Frankie, another week of misery, LOL. It's got to be rough, right? A Gators fan, and you root against everything Canes. Ramon, thank you, sir.
for the super chat. He says, Big O, let's go. 8-0 in the air, on the ground. We're always in control. And when you say Miami, you're talking college football. That's right. You are talking college football. GNS lifting equipment. Ward proves that he is a mature player. Yeah, I would have to agree with that, my man. Richard Hernandez was first. I see on the chat board. McDaniel better. Well, we're not talking. We're not talking any Dolphins right now. Tomorrow we'll be on for the pregame and the postgame. Steven says Inter wins, wins, Panthers win. Yes, that's right. The Panthers were winning. Let me see what happened. I know that they were winning. Damn, I keep erasing shit here. I just erased the scoreboard for the baseball on the thing. The Panthers did win 6-3. 6-3 against the Islanders. Nice job, dude. That's a beautiful thing. 6-3. So Florida improves to 6-3-1. And the other thing, by the way, with Florida, not to get too deep into it, but conference-wise now, they are tied for number 1 with the Rangers in points at 13. So after, a rough start, Kachuk today had a couple of goals and an assist. So that was actually really, really cool. Let me see. Actually, did he, he had a couple of goals when they had 5 goals. Did he get a hat trick? No, he stayed with the 2 goals and the assist. Bennett had a goal. Reinhardt had a goal. And Forsling also had a goal. So good stuff by the Panthers. They have Buffalo on Monday at 7:00. By the way, this week we are headed to Buffalo. After this game this week, we are headed to Buffalo. And we'll be broadcasting from a Dolphins bar in Niagara, 40 minutes from the stadium. Ramon, thank you also for the super chat. Appreciate you. Let's see. Rojas says, great game last night with the World Series. Yeah, what an end. Yeah. The turf looked like a mess. The crew is going to have a long night getting it ready for the Finns game. Is it really going to be ready for the Finns game? I don't think it'll be ready for the Finns game. They'll do their best, but they'll make it look nice. But if you got to play on that, that isn't good. There's no way you could turn it over overnight like that. You need a whole blade of grass, a whole field that's on the side and ready to wheel it in. They don't do that yet. I think, isn't it Arizona or somebody like that does something like that, or Houston or somebody like that they can roll out the whole field or something? Somebody has that. That kind of craziness. What else do we have? In my opinion, Ward is the reason we're not talking about Mario's coaching. We'll see next year if Mario's. Well, actually, you are correct, True Fin fan, to a certain extent. Okay, maybe also Mario looks better too because he's got better players, and that helps him. Because he's not going to be this kind of coach that can lift people up that aren't that good. You know what I'm saying? So he's going to have to, recruit his ass off, which is what he does. And hopefully that'll set him up. Now, I think it's not just Ward. Also, the opposition doesn't test them nearly as much because it's not good teams. That's the thing about Miami being 8-0 and 4-0 in the conference. People aren't necessarily. We're happy, obviously. You're winning. You should win, but you're beating teams you're supposed to beat. Today, you beat a team you're supposed to beat. Last week, you beat a team you were supposed to beat. The week before that, you beat a team you were supposed to beat. That's been every week. The Florida one was the only one that was kind of in question because we didn't know what the Canes were. We didn't know how good Cam Ward was going to be, and now we found out how good Cam Ward is. So then, of course, the Gator game isn't that tough anymore. It's tough just to go to the swamp in that environment, But you took that environment right out because you took the lead and you pulled away from them, and that environment was dead. You know what I mean? Because the Gators' chances were dead. So that's the beauty of this season, True Fin fan. Eventually, Mario will get tested against Clemson. Eventually, Mario will get tested in the playoffs because you're going to be playing the upper echelon teams that are better than all the teams you have played so far to be 8-0. You have played FSU now. You just finished playing one of the worst teams in the entire college football landscape. It doesn't matter what league you're in, dude, Conference USA or whatever. FSU is a terrible football team. Okay? They have individual talent on the team, but collectively, they are a bad football team, and they have no quarterback. And the kid today actually hit some passes. But that's the beauty of all of this. At least you've made the progress that you're winning these shitty games where you used to lose these shitty games. So we can't necessarily be disappointed. We have to be super happy that they're 8-0. The test will come. The test will come, and we'll see where Mario is at. We'll see where this team is at. All of that, they will be tested. We don't need, again, let's go back to the beginning of the conversation. We don't need to rush the kids out the door. Let's wait till the kids actually grow up and they know what a job is and they know what it is to be a professional and have to live up to responsibilities and pay bills and all that. Then we're ready to push the kids out the door. Right now, we're not ready. The kids that we have there in Coral Gables, they need to stay home. They still need to live at home with mom and dad. They're not ready to be out in the world on their own, dominating and making their own decisions. They still need a lot of guidance. They're still very green. And that's the reality right now of this team. It's better, but it's not even close to what you really want as a Canes fan. You know, if you're trying to recapture glory of the past, this team isn't even close to doing that. You know, today on the sidelines, it was one of those where you saw some memories of the past, right? Better days, Rohan Marley and Ray Lewis and Bernie Kosar, right? That's what you saw there. Those guys. But that's, you know, that's not the reality. That's when they were super dominant in those days. When you had Michael Irving and Bernie Kosar, you know, that's when you were super dominant. You were producing NFL players left and right. It's nice to see the greats come back and hang out with the team and hang out with the players on the sidelines. It's good to have that atmosphere. And it's good to see that, right? It's good to see those kind of memories from the past. And there's Bryant McKinney hanging out with Bernie Kosar. So a couple shots from the sidelines and stuff we saw today on the sidelines. It's cool. It's nice to have all of that come back full circle. By the way, you can use that QR code, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, by the way, if you're watching anywhere outside of the country or in the country, if you use PayPal, you can use the QR code to make a donation. You got PayPal, you got Venmo. There's the QR code. You got Cash App. There you go. So you can rewind and you can make a donation. That's another way to support the show, and we always appreciate it. Anytime, anywhere, use the QR code. Instagram is still alive. Good, Ramon. I'm sorry. I don't see it now. I don't see you guys. I don't know how to bring it up now. I don't know how to find the I see it says live. Oh. Yeah, it's yeah, see? Now I brought it up like a repeat. See, I'm dangerous. I'm on live by myself. I don't know what I'm doing. So this could be a mess. But hopefully IG still working. Thank you all out there on IG still watching. Prediction, Miami plays Notre Dame in the first round of the playoffs. Epic. Bob, here's the other thing, Canes fans, okay? And one of the things you got to understand, we're talking playoffs. Jim Mora. Playoffs? That's the shit we couldn't talk about in the past. And especially when there was only 4 teams. Now it's expanded, but it's beautiful. We're talking about, hey, man, this team's got a shot at the ACC championship game. That is, legit. Legit. By the way, breaking news here, Adam Schefter, Tyreek Hill listed as questionable for Sunday's game due to a foot injury. He's expected to play versus the Cardinals per source. So I guess the agent told Schefter the injury and then all that. Anyway, so we're talking the playoffs, and it's legitimate. That's progress, ladies and gentlemen. In the last few years, if we were mentioning anything like the ACC championship or playoffs, you know what I would be doing to you, right? If you were doing that.
Blind ass fan alert! Look out, everyone! We've got a blind ass fan coming through.
I'd be playing that shit for you. I'd be laughing at your ass. Like, come on, don't be ridiculous. Playoffs, ACC championship game. Are you kidding me, dude? We have Randy Shannon. We have Al Golden. Like Manny Diaz. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Are you a moron or something? We've made progress. So it's not just 8-0 and 4-0, and I get it. Like True Fin Fan says, the better tests are coming. But at least foundationally, you're a hell of a lot better than you've been in the past, man. I'm sorry, I'm not going to sit here and try to go and find some negative stuff on this. I'm going to enjoy the moment. I'm going to enjoy that they're undefeated. I know that what's coming is not going to be easy for them. ACC championship game, playoffs, but it's exciting. It's exciting. It's great to be in that talk. It's great to be in that mix. It's great to be a Miami Hurricane. So that's the way I'm going to look at it. Okay? That's the way I'm going to look at it. To me, it's pretty cool that we'll be able to do that. Okay? Do want to remind you, Welt and Rayom is a proud sponsor of our program. Helene, Milton caused a lot of damage. Any storm can cause damage. You know that you can suffer roof damage even starting at 40 miles an hour. So if you start noticing some brown spots in your roof, you may have a leak. You call Welt and Rayom. Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom will send their adjusters, and then they'll call the insurance company for you. You'll never have to pick up the phone and dial and call the insurance company or deal with them. The lawyers will handle it. The best left and right tackle in the business, Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom. Condo damage, criminal defense, business owner claims, hey, bankruptcy. A lot of people have been going deep into their credit cards, deep into their 401ks. It can happen to any of us, okay? Any of us. We can get in trouble. It can happen to me. It can happen to you anytime. If you need that help, Jeff Welt, Daniel Rayom are there for you. They're in your corner. They can help you get out of those issues. 954-966-4646. Get those creditors off your back and call my friends, Jeff Welt and Daniel Rayom. Big cheese stuffed shells is delicious. Order it. Best on the menu. Oh, yeah. There's so many things. So many things. The lasagna. So amazing. The pizza, all different kinds of pizza. The garlic rolls. The garlic rolls are to die for. Panthers win with Knight. Yes, sir. Panthers just win. The Panthers and Inter Miami are the two elite franchises in town right now. That's it. George Gross loves the stromboli. The stromboli. And make sure when you go there, see Gary or Billy or whatever, tell them that Big O sent you. Okay? All right? Did anyone else hear the announcer say that FSU should recruit the ref who threw that flag for 35 yards? Yeah, you gotta have a look, dude. When you're broadcasting a shitty game, you got to try to have a little fun, dude. You know what I'm saying? You got to try to have a little fun and lighten up the conversation, and because it's not hard. I mean, it's not easy to call a game like that. It's just not, because it's kind of been decided from the get-go, which is the part that sucks about it. Let's see here. Rhines Taylor on Venmo. Thank you, sir. When it comes to college, I'm a Gator. So tonight, I like the Canes winning. Have to be honest, if they stay healthy, you guys could go all the way to the national championship. Rise, I'm not sure about that yet, dude, not with that defense. But again, Manny pointed out there really isn't a superstar team, and he's right about that. There isn't a superstar team. But still, it's kind of like I need to see it against you know what? Here let's put it this way. If they beat Clemson, then I'll start to feel a little bit better about the playoffs. Because I think most of us love what we're watching, but we kind of need to see a win against an opponent that's either your equal or better. And if you step up at that moment and beat a Clemson for the ACC championship game, then now you've got the ACC title. That is freaking impressive. Super impressive, by the way, if Mario does this in his third year. I think we kind of, let's not forget that. If this by any chance you end up in the ACC championship game and you win it in Mario's third year, that's pretty effing impressive considering what he inherited. You had a team that had no culture of winning. And you would have lost a couple of these games already. You and I know that. Okay, they would not be 8-0 with prior coaches and prior teams. So this team's disposition, mentally and physically, is better than it's been in a long time. But again, the bird is not ready to be pushed off the nest. The kid is not ready to leave the house and go live by themselves. You know what I'm saying? We're not there yet. And we have to also kind of, you see how Cam Ward was mature today and said, okay, I'm not going to force shit. I'm going to take what's given. We're in control. We have to also be in control as fans. We want more, but it's not realistic to expect it because they're just not there yet. They're not complete. Even the offensive line will have its moments where they'll have breakdowns and they'll give up plays and they'll give up sacks. The defense, as you all know, the defense has a lot of bad moments. You know what I'm saying? It's not fun sometimes what we see on defense with this team. So that's where I would tell you, we gotta also be a little realistic with what's going on with the Miami Hurricanes too. Let's see, what else do we have? Whenever the Dolphins fail, you could always count on the Hurricanes. Yeah, that's true. And let's hope that we get to a point where we can count on the Dolphins and the Canes. Because right now the football team you can only count on right now, really, truly, for big stuff is Inter Miami. That's the only football team. Canes, they're the next one that's kind of working on it. The Dolphins, well, they're a ways away, right now. So we'll see what ends up happening. Yes, Zach Sealer, of course, he's out. They don't let Pirates play in the NFL. By the way, for the record, I'm just going to say it. I don't have any proof. Sounds to me like he got in a fight with somebody. How do you break your orbital bone in practice? You don't practice that hard, bro. I don't know. I get it. Other people on the beat may not want to I'm just going to throw it out there. How do you break your orbital bone in practice? Practice is not physical. Yeah, you break it because you and someone else got pissed off at each other, and I don't know what happened, but that sounds like a fight to me. That's what it sounds like to me. I don't know if it'll happen. I don't know if they'll ever say it, but so our goalie played like he was in the Matrix. Yeah. I don't know about. Oh, you're talking about. Are you talking about Knight? I didn't see the game, so I don't know. I was focused on the U. By the way, what happened with the baseball game? Folks, what happened there? 4-2 final. The Dodgers now lead 2-0 in the best of 7 series. So the Yankees choked away with the bases loaded. Aaron Judge is batting a robust 150. All right. By the way, we have, and we might as well give it to you right now, since we do have it. We can give you our 3A graphics sports calendar. The Heat over the Hornets, 114-106. They improved to 1-1. Butler, 26 points, 8 rebounds, 8 assists, and 2 steals. Hero had 22 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Bam, 12 points, 11 rebounds, 3 assists, and a block. He was 0 for 2 from three-point range. Monday, they host Detroit at 7:30. As you just heard, Los Dodgers. They defeat Los Yankees 4-2, and the Dodgers are now leading 2-0 in its best of 7 series. We now go to the Bronx for Game 3 and Game 4 of the World Series. The Panthers over the Islanders 6-3. Florida 6-3-1, and they are tied for first place in the conference in points with 13, and those stinking New York Rangers who they just beat. And by the way, we gave you that one plus 130. We gave you the Canes under 54.5. We're making money for you. Anyway, Panthers. Kachuk with 2 goals and an assist. Lundell has been a beast, huh? Goal. Today he had 2 assists. Kulikov had 2 assists. Bennett and Reinhardt had goals each. Monday, they visit Buffalo to finish this grueling-ass road trip. 7 o'clock face-off in Buffalo. Let's give you what went on today with the Canes and the Seminoles. Cam Ward, a mediocre game by his standards, but who gives a shit? You won, kid. That's all that matters. You're a stud. 22 of 35, 208 yards. I know I'm paltry 5.9 yards per reception. No worries. He also had 7 rushes, -4 yards, and he also had 1 reception for 7 yards, which went for a touchdown, as Mr. Elijah Arroyo, threw for that touchdown. By the way, Elijah Arroyo now has an incredible quarterback rating, 1 of 1 for 7 yards and a touchdown. Nobody better, nobody cleaner in college football than Elijah Arroyo throwing the football. He also had 2 receptions for 24 yards. On the ground, Damian Martinez, a man and a half, 15 rushes, 148 yards, 9.9 yards per carry, and 2 touchdowns. Mark Fletcher, 15 rushes, 71 yards, 4.7 yards per carry, and 1 touchdown. Isaiah Horton, 6 for 65 yards. Samuel Brown Jr., he's fine. It wasn't a serious injury when he limped off. He's all right. 4 for 39. Xavier Restrepo became the Canes' 3rd all-time leading receiver, passing Michael Irving. Today he had a quiet game, 4 receptions, 24 yards, but enough to leapfrog Michael Irvin, and he is now number 3. And for those of you that did not see it, here is the board and where Arroyo stands in Historia, in Hurricane history. There you go. Santana Moss is number one with 2,547 yards. Reggie Wayne, 2,510 yards. And now Restrepo, 2,427. And Mike Irvin, 2,423. You would imagine he will be number one when it's all said and done because he is a mere 120 yards away from that one. So he should be able to become the number one receiving wide receiver of all time for the Miami Hurricanes. And again, it's not, don't look at what they were in the NFL and all of that. Restrepo will never measure to those guys, but as a college football player, he's as tough and as reliable as anybody that's ever played. Not better. I'm not telling you he's better than Andre Johnson or Michael Irvin or any of these guys. Okay? I'm not telling you that. I am telling you reliability and toughness. He matches everybody in that category. I'm not going to say anybody is tougher than that kid, and I'm not going to say anybody is more reliable than that kid because that's all I know about that kid. Tough son of a bitch. Tough son of a bitch. Okay? You know, I could look at Vinny Testaverde, and I will never be impressed with Vinny Testaverde mentally in big moments. But when you tell me about Steve Walsh and Ken Dorsey, who had a tenth of the physical ability of Vinny Testaverde, but they were 10 times superior to Vinny mentally, that's where they take it to a next level. And when I'm talking about college, I'm talking about those guys being absolute beasts. Yeah, Vinny was a physical freak, but Steve Walsh was the ultimate competitor and fearless of every single moment. And he could make the plays in any moment. And that was the beauty of players like that. So don't measure Restrepo the way you would say, well, Wesley Carroll is better. You're probably right. Andre Dawkins. You're probably it's Dale Dawkins, right? Was it Dale Dawkins or what was it? Dawkins, the one that played with Erickson, or Andre Hawkins. I forgot. But the kid was really good. You know, Randall Hill. Yeah, dude, there's guys we can pick that athletically were probably better than Restrepo. But reliable and tough, he's right up there with anybody that's ever played in a Canes uniform. And that's where I just like, you know, I am a huge Restrepo fan. I just have nothing but incredible respect for that guy. Big O, let's see. Rojas. Duke recovers 6 turnover inside. Oh, really? Whoa. What do we have going on here? 3 seconds left. Duke ball is on the SMU 13. 3rd and 9. I would imagine they're going for a field goal for the win. How about that, Canes fans? That is awesome. Duke's going to beat SMU. They're going to improve to 7-1, 3-1 in the conference. I love it. We need an SMU's ranked 22. So this will drop them out of the rankings. But that is good for us because that gives Duke another win. And now when you're beating Duke, you're beating them at 7-1. So I guess we are waiting for the field goal try. 3 seconds left. I'm seeing the game cast on the ACC network. 3rd and 9, ball on the SMU 13. The drive was only 2 plays, 1 yard because, as you said, there was a turnover and they capitalized. So very interesting. Jennings ran for 3 yards. He fumbled. It was recovered and returned 0 yards. So that's why it started there on the 3. I would imagine they're going to try a field goal here. But I am waiting like you guys are. It's probably a timeout or something along those lines. So that is cool. Steve Walsh in college was was the same as Dalvin Cook in high school. Yeah, Steve Walsh is a badass, bro. End of regulation. They missed a field goal? What happened? What the hell happened? Murphy pass? What is it? Wait a minute. Where the hell is I thought they had it on the 13. Did I read it wrong or something? Yeah, missed field goal. The suckwad missed a field goal. Oh, it was blocked. 30-yard attempt blocked. You serious? What a bunch of deadbeats. Can't believe that shit. Anyway, what else do we have? By the way, there was a lot of FSU fans there too. So I'm glad that they experienced the loss. That's important. It's important to start building a home field advantage back again to that stadium. You know, one of the things that is a misconception is that place is not the Orange Bowl and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, we know that it's not the Orange Bowl, but the bullshit is it's not a great home field advantage. It's that the teams have never been good, the Dolphins or the Canes. They have never returned to form like what they were in the Orange Bowl, ever. Even in the early days of the Dolphins at that stadium, because they joined that state, they made that stadium late 80s into the early 90s. They had some decent teams, but they weren't dominant. And the Canes, obviously, they were already going downward by the end of the Orange Bowl, because remember, there was the Virginia loss, what was it, 44-3 or whatever that stupid game was. So they were already going, in the other direction at that point. And that's why that stadium isn't the best home field advantage that people talk about. Now with the roof and everything, that place can become one hell of a home field advantage. But the Canes have to do their part. Then the fans will respond, and more Canes fans will fill that stadium up, and it'll become more of an advantage for the team. So that's a cool thing. So we are in overtime, by the way. Duke has the ball in overtime. We'll see what ends up happening. We'll see if they end up winning. Hard Rock Stadium is like Troz. It's the Florida football mecca. Well, let's hope that they can make that a mecca. You know what I mean? Appreciate all of you out there. Great win for the Canes, 36-14. They're 8-0, 4-0. They walked away with no serious injuries. You got a Duke team that's a decent team next week. You just keep plugging away, and you keep setting yourself up for that ACC championship game and the playoffs. And the fact we're talking about that is a beautiful thing. Everybody out there, have a great night. If you made a donation to the program, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, many ways to do it. And you can just use our QR code there for PayPal, for Cash App, and Venmo. Appreciate all of you out there. We will see you all tomorrow morning at 11 a.m.
This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show. This is the Big O Show.